So women are bailing on the Republicans here for the first time in quite a while. I think it suggests since Clinton, the other Clinton, the one that was president for 8 years in the 90s. Yeah. Apparently, he kind of did some long-term damage to the Democratic brand with women, and the Republicans have been winning women fairly, or married women anyways, fairly consistently, pretty much since then. It looks like that's done. The whole, Trump. So what I'm reacting here to specifically is the whole on the bus talking with the Entertainment Tonight guy, about having sex with Nancy O'Dell or whatnot. I think you know what I'm talking about. We don't need to. I don't like doing this kind of thing. I'm interested in, I don't want to be a gossip reporter, right? And I don't want a gossip vlog. I'm reporting on the polling effects. And frankly, I actually think that this is probably going to be a little bit difficult to separate from the noise. The trends were moving in this direction anyways, so it's going to be hard to ascribe causality. It might seem like the most obvious thing in the world. You watch the tape and then you think, gee, this is going to hurt him with women, right? The things that was kind of already happening anyways. It's not like women loved Trump and then this happened, right? It's just like thing after thing after thing, right? Is this going to be, the weight that sinks the ship? I don't know. I know that when you look back, you're probably not going to see a single event so much as you're going to see just a series of things that are incentivizing women to vote for a female candidate. As an aside, I think that it's kind of healthy to see suburban women vote differently than their husbands. I like that. I'm an individual. I believe in individuality. I'm kind of a rabid individualist in a lot of ways. A radical individualist in a lot of ways, and that makes me feel good because I don't. It's a part of this trend that has kind of not sat well with me for a while. Somehow, over the last 20 years, it's been the case that married suburban women in the United States seem to just vote the way their husband does. It's there in the data, and it's disturbing to me. But if suburban married women do break hard in this election, then that could be the tipping point that takes her over in these unexpected swing states. Nobody thought Arizona or Georgia were going to be swing states. If suburban married women do break hard in those states, they might not just be swing states. Clinton may actually win those states, right? When we started, we were talking about maybe North Carolina might swing. Georgia and Arizona, those were considered pretty safe Trump states. In fact, the Trump people wanted to talk about Wisconsin and Michigan, and I shut them down pretty quick. If you go to a Fox News, electoral college map, I said it again, electoral college map, they still have Michigan as a swing state. They have Pennsylvania as a swing state. You fucking idiots. How can you possibly have ever thought that, right? Anyways, I guess I have to provide some path for their readers, right? Or their viewers. If you were Fox News, this wouldn't be a really good election to want to cover because your viewership is gonna, honest reporting is gonna be like, he can't win, go home. He can't win, go watch, go watch Oprah. He can't win, right? But it's not. They obviously aren't gonna do that, but it's the truth of it, right? So nobody thought that nobody thought that Clinton was really going to seriously compete in some of these states. I saw Missouri coming, and I said in my last update that I was kind of pulling back from it, and then maybe kind of pushing more towards it. But it's going to be, if Missouri falls, it's going to be like as a part of like the dominoes tipping over kind of thing. Like Missouri will be in a series of states that comes. Maybe I saw something there, and I I focus on the specific rather than the general, right? Maybe my perception that Missouri is in play is more of a broader thing, and I just pulled it down to that one state. Um, it does seem clear, and the political article here is pointing it out. 538 is pointing it out as well. Suburban women, specifically or especially undecided suburban women, do look like they're swinging hard for Clinton, very hard for Clinton, and that is not just going to win her the election; it's going to win her the election in a landslide, because these states like Georgia and Arizona and Missouri are going to fall Democratic if that happens. But the thing is that this may have been happening anyways before this tape was released. And it's not going to decide the election. She's going to win anyways. Even if he wins all three of those states, and Florida, and Ohio, she'll still win, right? That's the whole point that I'm trying to make, is there's no way he can possibly win. I think at this point we should expect Trump to crash hard. Okay, the Republican Party needs to be worried about long-term damage control, not about winning the presidency. This race was over before it started. Now they've got this dipshit, at the head of their ticket, and they need to be worried about how do we shut this moron up. Forget about the presidency. He never had a chance. If you're a Republican, you want him to shut the fuck up and get him away, And I don't want to be handing out advice for them, but if I was a party operative, I would try to lock him in a closet in Manhattan. Tell him to go on vacation. Send him out to Hawaii. If I was a Republican, I would be just like, get him out of here, okay? Get him out of here. That's what I'd be doing. Completely. But, that's not going to happen. And as he sputters out of control and starts lashing out in desperation at everyone and everything, this could start to get flat out ridiculous. We're going to see some real crazy shit in the last couple of weeks as this guy melts. And at the very end of it, Trump may no longer exist. In place of Trump, we may see a little puddle on the ground with his shoes and an expensive suit. Because he's made up entirely of his ego. And it's about to melt.